Hello, all. So, in today's session, I thought I will bring up a book I recently read, written by a very celebrated author, Simon Sinek. All his videos are very famous in YouTube, including the TED Talk. So, a lot of books he has written, like Start with Why and others. So, this book, The Infinite Game, is a catchy title and it's a very intriguing book. He has put a lot of interesting case studies with examples of real life scenarios of different corporates. So the book talks about a lot of the focus is mainly on corporate ethics, corporate governance, and corporate finance, and a lot of behavioral tendencies that is important for management to take away from. And it's a must read for business owners, entrepreneurs, investors, everyone. So that's the cover page of the book, The Infinite Game by Simon Sinek. Other books he has written is Start with Why and Leaders Eat Last. And let us get into the both mental models. The first mental model I've taken away for investors and entrepreneurs is that to have that infinite game mindset, the core emphasis is predicated on the message that invest both the entrepreneurs or the CEOs and the management of companies should drive the businesses based on the values. It should be value driven for the customers, and at the same time building the trust of employees and stakeholders, including shareholders, rather than taking laser focus on performance measures like near term measures like revenue growth within quarter to quarter, or even the other KPI metrics like competitive landscape, taking away market share, and such kind of near-term metrics. It's not that those metrics are irrelevant, but author emphasize that that should be an outcome based on what emphasis is put on the process. So the process is to build the value driven approach, build your business based on values for customers, and that should be the first emphasis. And the outcome is evident because the KPI metrics and performance is bound to follow the process. And as against having the laser focus on the performance measures like revenue growth, taking away market share from the competitor, those kind of finite game metrics are not going to sustain the company long term. Even as investors, we need to have that kind of a long-term mindset when we invest in businesses. We should look at partnering in such kind of businesses where there is core emphasis is on values for customers and trust built on the employees as well as on the other shareholders. So that goes a long way. There are good couple of examples given by author. He compares the Microsoft's one of the product against Apple's, and also he gives a good example of how the trust is built for the for the company by one of the CEO for Ford company by the CEO as well, CEO Alan Mulally, who did a great job in establishing the trust for employees. So as investors, we should evaluate even the management and businesses based on this kind of a focus and metrics of infinite game rather than the finite game metrics. Now, coming to the mental model two that I've taken away is that an investor is not competing with anyone else to win, but with oneself to improve his or her own knowledge and performance over time. So, this is a typical. This should be the infinite game mindset. Like in even in businesses, it should be the focus should be on one's own product and one's own services, how to improve and continuously better our own products from with keeping the values in mind, and the focus should be on the process as well as on the product and service that we have. And the sense of achievement and fulfillment of doing this is far outpaces the the other aspects of performance related metrics. So investors also, it's similar. What I could take away is to have that kind of a mindset where we should be driven by the inner scorecard as defined by Warren Buffett. The inner scorecard is nothing but self improvement, self realization, and self improvement over period of time. In this race, we are not having any race with anybody. We are not trying to compete or outbeat anyone. Rather, we are trying to outbeat ourselves and our performance over a period of time, driven by the inner scorecard. So the sense of fulfillment is achieved by seeing the tremendous progress we make in our own in knowledge, in our own understanding of businesses, and in our own metrics that we set up. So everyone can jump into this infinite game of investing and outperform oneself through continuous learning and improvement. That should be the mindset with which we should be approaching investing as well. And given this these two mental models, once rigorously followed over long periods of time, the outcome is certain to be achieved, which are usually the finite metrics. So those are the two takeaways I could apply to the field of investing, and to some extent for the new age entrepreneurs and startups. So hope this was helpful. Thank you.